Hello, is the Sinister Gambino here with a new video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the second update on the newswire that Rockstar has put out regarding the February 26, 2019 update for Red Dead Online Beta. So, to get started on the second paragraph, where they talk about new gameplay, they talk about a couple free mode events coming out. One is the Fool's Gold free mode event, as shown in the picture on screen, and also fishing challenges as well. And they revealed how they work as well. So apparently you will be given the equipment, including the rod itself. Now, I wonder if that means that you're going to have to beat a rank in order to get the rod. And I wonder if it will just be temporary, or if you'll actually get it for free if you just get it from the challenge. Or the free mode events, basically. And they also talked about a couple of different, lure types you can get with the events as well. Which is equivalent to the different types of water you need to go for, of course. They talk about crickets, crayfish, and then worms, which are some of the lesser baits, I would say. It's not like any lures or anything too crazy. I would say the lures are probably going to get you to the bigger fishes though, depending on the type of course water you go for. Hence the 3 different kinds of actual lures you can buy from the fishing shop. So sounds like they're not going to give you the best types of lures for every situation. It's more so the bait, not the lures. So at least you might have to pay money to get good different lures and everything. And then also, they even revealed that it'll be safe from people as well when doing the challenge. So I guess you can't be griefed while doing them. So that definitely seems like a good step in the right direction. And then they also revealed that it's weight related, in terms of the total weight you get, for how many fish, for if you'll win the challenge or not. So you'll probably want to, of course, test your fishing skills on big fish in Red Dead Online. Or, of course, it's much easier if you test it out in the single player, if you've even gone through it, of course. And I recommend that they also do hunting challenges later down the line, because it would suck if it was just limited to fishing challenges. And also, of course, I get it's just a beta, but I think they should also do challenges relating to catching legendary fish. I don't know, maybe it's scattered around a random location. People have to go to certain locations, maybe marked on the map with yellow or something, similar to free mode events, where they'll give a certain radius in yellow, so they can highlight certain areas that legendary fish may be in. And then players throughout the lobby have to compete for the specific legendary fish, and whoever gets it can, of course, sell it or something for a really huge amount of money. That'd be a really good addition to the challenges, in my personal opinion. In the third paragraph of the Rockstar Newswire, they talk about the next couple of Showdown Modes that will be coming out on a future date in Red Dead Online Beta. And I'm not sure if it's for all of them, but they talk about how you need to capture and deliver bags and whatnot. The way they word it, it kind of sounds like all 3 of them have to relate to bags and whatnot. However, that could also be the description of just one of them, so it might just be a little teaser of that. Also, they talk about target races, which reminds me of the Target Assault or whatever they came out with during Severed San Andreas Super Sports series. And that mode was a co-op mode where you had one person driving and one person shooting. So if it's done in that way, I think it can get boring really quick. So I'm kind of hoping that's not the case. However, I do also think it's not the case, because In Grand Theft Auto Online, of course, you can only shoot like small little sidearms when driving. And since in Red Dead Redemption 2 and online, Red Dead Online beta, of course, you can technically shoot like any weapon off of a horse. You're not limited to the small arms like a revolver or a pistol. You can use your repeaters and shotguns and whatnot on your own horse, even when you're the one driving it, technically speaking. So I'm kind of hopeful that will not work the same way as Target Assault, thankfully, from the San Andreas Super Sports Series and Grand Theft Auto Online. But we'll have to wait and see when they come out with the next newswire or whatever, where they'll be talking about the 3 new modes they announced, and then the target races as well. On the 4th paragraph of the Rockstar newswire, Rockstar talks about a couple of the new weapons that are actually coming out. One of them's new, and then the other one's from single player that's already in the game. The first one is the Evans repeater, and by new I mean in Red Dead Redemption 2 in general will be new. In fact, it's a returning weapon from Red Dead Redemption, and they describe it as high grade, high capacity as well. The reason for that is because it was the highest capacity repeater in the game in Red Dead Redemption. And that game has a 22 magazine capacity for the Evans repeater, of course. And then the rare shotgun, that is just a reskin of the double barrel shotgun, which is pictured on the screen right now. And it has a small little range difference in some other statistic. It's only a couple of the statistics are going to be different than the regular double barrel shotgun. And of course it's going to have the different looks. Now I don't like the way they're handling the rare shotgun, it sounds like, since it sounds like it's just going to be a buy at the gunsmiths. Instead, I get it that they might not have much options for how to implement it in the game, but they should have like an awards section or something like with Grand Theft Auto Online. Or they could of course just use the buckle belt system that they already have in the game. Maybe make a new like buckle belt or something related to the double barrel shotgun specifically, and then if you get like all the way through it, you unlock the rare shotgun. Yeah, it could be tedious that way, but I'd rather earn it rather than being able to buy like a rare variant of the double barrel shotgun, if you get what I'm saying, of course. And in the next clip I will be giving more in detail about the Evans repeater. This image here is a picture of the Evans repeater in Red Dead Redemption. So I'm going to talk about a couple things actually before I get into the statistics part of it. But one thing about the reload, which I believe will make it better than the current most capacity repeater, the Litchfield repeater, which is at 16, is that that weapon reloads like 2 bullets at a time in Red Dead Redemption. Now technically that doesn't mean it's going to work the same way in Red Dead Redemption 2. Like for example, I'm pretty sure the Carcano rifle in Red Dead Redemption has 5 ammo capacity, but they upped it to 6 in Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm pretty sure. But also, of course, this weapon technically existed, of course, during Red Dead Redemption 2's time. So, and I don't know if the ammo capacity or whatever was different when it was in Red Dead Redemption 2's time, but of course they could probably transfer over to 22 clip size if they wanted to. So one thing about this, which is kind of unique, of course, is that it can reload 2 bullets at a time. And also the way you obtained it in the single player was actually pretty unique. You had to go to a pretty specific gun store in the game, which I don't think is going to be the case in this game, of course, Red Dead Online Beta, and hopefully Red Dead Redemption 2. But it did have a pretty unique way of obtaining it. And in that game it was like $500 with full honor, and then like 1,000 normally. So this can potentially be the most expensive weapon when it comes out in the game. Though, I'm not too sure on that, since the pricing of this compared to online and of course the story mode of course can vary if they of course add the weapons to the story mode, which hopefully they will. Hopefully they won't instantly treat it like they treat GTA Online at this point, where nothing comes to the single player anymore. That'd just be a big, like, that'd just be a huge disrespect to their amazing single player for Red Dead Redemption 2. But the power was pretty mediocre. Well, not mediocre, but average. Most of the statistics are pretty average on this gun. I believe on the listing of the thing on the actual Red Dead Wiki page, the range was said to be high. Rate of fire was also like average. Reload speed's pretty poor, but honestly, if they return the same reload way, the way that it works in Red Dead Redemption, of course, it can beat the reload speed of the Litchfield repeater and also have more of a clip size as well. And ammo capacity is the highest in the game with 22, of course, which I would also expect to be the case when it comes out in Red Dead Online Beta, and hopefully the single player as well. Also, I would not be surprised if this weapon has a nerf or even potentially a buff, but I would think most likely a nerf in this case to the clip size as well. So of course they could completely transfer over the clip size from Red Dead Redemption, they could decrease it, or of course they can increase it, which would potentially be the best case scenario. For paragraph number 5 in the Rockstar Newswire, there's only one thing I really wanted to go over, and it's about how they talk about how they are planning to have special items that are only going to be available for a limited time on the catalog or whatever. Now, I definitely think that's kind of a good decision, and also not so much as well. Definitely think it's nice to reward players who get on during certain times. But the bad part about it is, of course, what if they go the route where they make you purchase it with gold, and you don't get like a monetary option for that case? Because there's already items in the game that can only be bought with gold. So hopefully that's not going to be a dangerous precedent thing that they do, where anything that comes out for like a limited time is only going to be purchasable with gold. That would really suck. But honestly, I feel like that's not going to be the case. And good on you, Rockstar. I really appreciate the fact that you're not just going to give like handouts of logging in on a certain event week for something for free. Not saying they're potentially not going to be doing that, but for now it doesn't sound like they're doing that at the very least. And they're going to reward people who are going to want to buy something at a certain particular time. Finally, in the 6th paragraph, Rockstar talks about open target races. Now, I'm pretty confused if the open target races are completely different from the target races. Actually, thinking about it, it is different, since the way that current races are in the day 1 of Red Dead Online Beta, there is normal races, and then there's like open races. The difference is like the normal races are more linear, while the open races you pretty much go about in a certain area. So that might actually confirm that these target races are pretty much like the normal races, but with targets in them. So thankfully it shouldn't be a co-op thing like the Target Assault with Southern San Andreas Super Sports series from Grand Theft Auto Online. And then they also talk about a 3rd new weapon for Red Dead Online Beta, and once again it's only new for Red Dead Online Beta. It's been in the story mode. They're giving us the knife that was from the dinosaur bone collectibles from the story mode. Now unfortunately they're probably also going to put that in the gunsmith, similar to what we already have with, similar to what they're going to be doing with the Evans repeater and the rare shotgun, Actually, with the rare shotgun, it's unfortunate. The Evans repeater I can understand entirely, of course. And instead, I definitely, of course, think they should, like, have a new buckle belt or something where you have to, like, earn your, like, very specific Jawbone Knife, of course. I'm pretty positive, if I remember right, it has the exact same statistics, by the way, as the normal knife. And also, I should speak about this, I feel, but the rare shotgun and Jawbone Knife, I feel like they won't have customizations just like the story mode. I feel like they're just bringing them in later on. Which I think these weapons, the rare shotgun and Jawbone Knife, among other ones, if they want to do it in this way, have them in like the gunsmith, like the rare shotgun they've already talked about in the newswire. They are seemingly just putting it in the, of course, gunsmith. If they were just going to do that, I feel like they should have been in since day one, to be honest. And I do appreciate that they're doing more PS4 Early Access content. I thought it was only going to be the first 4 things during like the launch of Red Dead Online Beta, and only one of them was in like the story mode. But still, it is unfortunate, I feel, that it is early access content, but I do really appreciate it as well. It's better for sure than having like the 3D era, for example, of GTA. Like there was a couple titles that was only for PlayStation related systems, and the PS4's older Rockstar title support better than the Xbox, probably simply because Xbox didn't really get as much like games, of course, during the like 3D GTA universe times, of course, as compared to like the PS4. So at least it's better than getting like whole entire games just for one like type of system. And especially with clothing and emotes, I don't really think it's a big deal. Just more so on the modes and the weapon, of course. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully I went in enough detail, like enough analysis with everything. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed.